guys, Ralph here, True Power Trumpet Fitness, and welcome to Wonderful Wednesday. And it's hot again here. Man, you don't want to hear about my weather woes. Quite frankly, I don't want to hear about yours either. So, except my pals down in the Carolinas, geez, I hope some sense of normalcy is coming to your life, and this too shall pass and all that. My thoughts and prayers are with you. Again. And they probably will have to be for the next foreseeable future because it looks like it's still a mess down there. Anyway, with that said, a lot of positive feedback on the Steinmeier interviews. I so wish I was better at technology and I could have given you some sort of a podcast, you know, with a split screen. He's on one side and I'm on the other. But as you know, I'm a techno dolt. And actually, it's funny because he is too. We had a good chuckle. But between the two of us, we were tripping all over Skype, for God's sakes. As you know, these elementary YouTube videos, I mean, I'm hard-pressed to put a picture of Maynard on there every now and then. That's the extent of it. So, unfortunately. But, that's that. Anyway, I've not played yet today. I'll play now to see how we're doing, and then we will take it from there. Okey-doke. Anyway, double C's and Arbin. Anyway, it's not ready. You know what? Perfect example. Let me go back. You get the idea. Anyway, these are such slick productions, aren't they? You got the idea. The E above high C is coming out fine, okay? And within the context of an arpeggio, a scale, or something like that, yes, I can play them pretty easily now. If it was in the context of a piece of music, it probably wouldn't be ready. Thus the thumbnail. It's not ready, okay? A couple of my students, or one of my students in particular, said, first of all, we'll get back to that. Said, where do you get all these topics? Again and again, it's just trumpet. It's just what comes to my mind. And you know, the certain day, you know, I've had a student that was struggling with this, or I'm practicing and this came up, or this type of music, or made me think of this player, or whatever the case may be. I don't know from one day to the next. There's really no plan other than, okay, let's talk about this today. But if you have something that you want me to talk about, by all means, put it down in the forum. Email me if you feel better about that. Now listen, guys, I don't feel like my expertise is across the board. And if I don't feel like I can lend something unusual or unique about a certain topic, I'm not going to do it. My expertise is the chops. Perfect example, I did a video on Miles Davis. Okay? And guys, you don't need me to tell you about the importance of Miles Davis, his music, and you know, the Great American Songbook, and you know, cool jazz. You don't need me for that. You can listen to any recording of Miles. You can read any music history book, history of jazz, and yeah, anything I know. That's not where my expertise is. It's chops, and I talked about his chops. Okay? But if there's something that you think I could talk about, lend a little credence to or whatever, please put it down, and I'll either do a video on it or tell you, not my thing. Okay, with that said, that player's talked to me about something that has come up in his lessons, and as I said earlier, jumping around, his double C, even though he's made marvelous marvelous progress. His double C that he's been playing pretty solid for quite a while is not ready yet. It's not locked in. That does not mean he can't have fun. Go have fun, go on the job and show off. Or that doesn't mean he can't play his Maynard Ferguson solo when things are feeling good. But by that time, and him especially, you know what the tongue is supposed to do. You know what the chop's supposed to feel like. You know what the note is supposed to sound like. You know the amount of pressure that you're supposed to be using. And if it's not right, you shouldn't be playing it a lot. Okay? Those E's above double C, I can get up to a G. I can get up to a G, so there's a pretty much a cushion. I'd be hard-pressed to play a lot of them, you know, in music. If I had the proper rest, took a nice breath over the course of an arpeggio, yeah, I could play a dozen of them, you know, things like that. But they're really not ready like the double C is. If there was a double C job, I would feel very, very comfortable with it. If there was an E above double C job, I would make sure I'm warmed up, you know, that type of thing. So anyway, it's not ready. Now here's the problem. Go have your fun. I'm saying 98% of the time should be in your happy zone. And I don't like that term, but let's go with it. You know what I'm talking about. I did a video on it. For me, it's C to the double C. Low G to the double C. If I stay there, my chops just feel better and better and better and better. Okay? Again, if I played a lot of E's, they might start to stretch. Now, this student in general, in particular, his double C is not quite ready. So if he plays them over and over and over, before you know it, the G's going to be suffering. And the F's going to be suffering. And before you know it, he's screwed up. Okay? Now, as I said, go have your fun, but keep in mind that it's not ready yet and act accordingly. It will be. You know how to do it. Now, I can't begin to tell you. I'm thinking hundreds of times over the course of my career teaching. Hundreds of times. I've had students, Ralph, I played this job last night and I was killing it, blah, blah, blah. Hear this high G, but play the high G. It's not quite ready. It's a little strained. 3 days later, I get another email. Man, my chops are screwed up. I don't know. It's a very, very insidious thing, especially you comeback guys. If you've been playing 30 years incorrectly and then you play a year with me correctly, before you know it, you're tightening to play that high G. Not a lot, just a little bit. It comes out using a little too much pressure, okay? But all of a sudden, you get tomorrow morning, because of the pressure and the tightness, gee, you need a little more warm up. Okay, so you go warm up. And you go play some more G's the next day. Start spreading. All of a sudden, it's a little tighter. A little tighter. And geez, your endurance is down. What's going on? All of a sudden, the E is a little. Before you know it, the high C is, and you're off. It's an insidious thing, guys. You have to play correctly. The feel and the tone will tell you if it's ready. And if it's not, guys, you have to have the discipline to stay in your happy zone, your happy range. It's the happy that sounds doofy, doesn't it? Your playable range, I'll think of something else. Anyway, that is what is going to throw you for a loop. A little bit of stretching, even, it's not a big deal. Now, you're on a job, you got to do what you got to do. If you're on a job and there's a G standing in your face and it's not quite ready, still go for it. Play the G and be done with it. But make sure when you get back down in the regular register that you're more concerned than ever with the compression, and the chops will come right back. The chops will come right back. A handful of notes out of your happy zone every now and then are not going to kill you if you realize that it's not right, and get back down to where you are. And before you know it, that note, that G, that E above double C is going to be your happy zone, and the A and B flat are going to be a little bit of a stretch, but it comes out. That's how it works. That's how it works. And by the time you get to a G, and I'm going to say most of my students at this point, most of my students know what it feels like. And I tell them, that's it. That's it. You've got it. If it doesn't feel like that, it's wrong. Stop, reset, and get back to it. Okay? And that takes discipline, guys. That takes discipline. I'm the first one to admit. I tell all my students, and I've said it on videos at least a couple times. When I get off, and it's less and less now, but when I get off, and I do get off a little bit, it's usually when my chops feel fabulous. Lookout Maynard, baby. Here I come. I feel like a gorilla, and I'm just killing it, and before you know it, okay, calm down, and you know what to do. You have the tools to do it to get back. That's it, guys. That's it, guys. If it's not ready, you feel it and you hear it. It will be, but it's not going to get ready playing it over and over and over. I've told you a zillion times. You do not have to play high notes to develop high notes. You can develop high notes without ever playing above. You can develop a double C without ever playing above a high C. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Harry James could play double Cs. You didn't hear it much. Well, he could absolutely play double Cs. But he didn't do much. He stayed in his happy zone. Now, the double C was probably in his happy zone, but he just didn't feel like doing it. All right. I hope that answers the question, and you know who you are that asked it, and I hope it helps out all the rest of you. Anyway, see you tomorrow with another vid. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables, and live your life with true power.